It's digital game time!
Oh, yeah! Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another edition of DGT Live, coming at you like Cleopatra from the central coast of California. I'm Leo along with
Rick
and Francisco. What's going on, everybody? This is DGT Live, your family-friendly show about gaming, movies, and pop culture, all from a family-friendly perspective.
For a second there, I thought you said all, excuse me, and popcorn.
Popcorn.
I thought what you were gonna say. We're like really zoomed in. Like what happened to the angle there?
What are you talking about? We look good, bro.
We used to be a little.
We look good, bro.
No,
Ladies and gentlemen,
we just
if
gained
you're
weight.
watching us live right now through the magic of Facebook.com/
.com.
digital game time live. Right there. Live Mondays at 7 p.m. Yeah, we got a new little graphic there explaining when our shows are, when they take place and all that. Yeah, we're here, and feel free to drop a comment, drop your messages as they come in. They should be appearing over on this corner over here somewhere. And please be mindful that your name is associated with those messages. So try to keep it clean, folks. This is supposed to be a family-friendly show.
Supposed to be.
We will tell your parents.
This is an interactive show, so we encourage you to leave comments, ask questions.
Are they going to be able to to mouse click and open the door for us? Kind of interactive.
If they click, if they send
know where I'm heading
if
with
they
this?
send
Know where
a
I'm heading
ding
with this?
emoji, I'll do
Dink?
the Mario hop.
How about a doink emoji?
The doink, I'll do the Mario shortened.
What? Boing.
Yeah, exactly.
All
That's
right.
the Mario hop.
All right.
Yeah. So,
So what's up,
how
guys?
was your week, man? How was your week?
Happy belated Mother's Day to all the mothers out there.
Belated Mother's Day, which is kind of related to.
By the way, coffee. So,
I'm good, dude.
The coffee.
Actually,
no coffee.
Pancho's pretty mellow when he drinks his coffee. You're off your axis right now, dude.
Hey, coffee after 5 does things to me, man.
Coffee after 5.
And coffee in the morning just gets me up to speed. Coffee after 5, though, watch out, bro. Watch out.
Apparently.
Yeah, we already know. We've
can
seen
see that.
We've seen. So what's going on, guys?
You know, this was a great weekend for me.
Was it?
Yes, because on Friday I spent a lot of time
Playing Pokemon Go.
doing one of my favorite hobbies that I had not done in a long time, which was make graphics. Which is why you got these graphics up here. I mean, it may not seem like much, but it's time consuming.
We appreciate you, Leo.
And no, I don't want appreciation. I just like doing it.
They appreciate
I think it's
you,
fun.
Leo.
I think it's cool.
Because they didn't know we were on 7 p.m.
No.
Pacific Standard
Yeah,
Time.
we've only
Now
been
they
doing
do.
it for 3
Yeah.
years.
You've just
But
illuminated their minds.
I thought to myself as I was doing this, it might be nice if I created something that would let the audience know what our schedule
Deadpool
is.
loves it.
Ta-da! And not only that, it was my daughter's first communion on Saturday. Very proud of her for that achievement. Also, Mother's Day on Sunday, yesterday. And
What was that look? Leo's in trouble.
no, not in trouble.
All right.
But it's cool. Mother's Day is cool.
Yeah.
Which is kind of segues into what DGT used to be all about. It's Daddy's Game Time. It used to be. Digital Game Time used to be Daddy's Game Time. Francisco, you've been awfully quiet so far.
I'm just listening to you, bro. I
And,
enjoy listening to you.
And I explain to our audience at
Why
home
me?
why
You're the one that brought up this
we
idea.
had the name
of
change.
Daddy,
That was Rick.
daddy talk.
That was Rick. Actually, if I remember
So
correctly.
we
Saludos, Roberto.
no, we spitballed the name, but the concept behind the show
Right.
was we were fathers
And we
we
didn't
were
have time
gamers.
to play.
and we had to, with our daddy duties, we had to
You say duty.
figure out how to, incorporate what we enjoy doing, which is gaming, movies, and pop culture.
Right.
So we decided that our name would be something to reflect upon that. That's why we kind of all spitballed, and then we came up with Daddy's Game Time.
Right.
And originally, I don't know, our show, I mean, it was nice. I wasn't saying that
With
it was.
that, we had the greatest idea ever. Like, we loved our name. We loved the things that we were doing. We're like, oh, man, everybody's going to love this. And at first, we had a little bit of support.
Yeah, nobody
People
was... not too many people were doing gaming.
We were family friendly before all this YouTube stuff started. That you got to be family friendly now.
Right.
Yeah.
They were forced by YouTube to be family friendly. We were already there.
There were not that many gaming productions on YouTube or in productions in general where it was
young parents,
like young parents with their children, or just parents presenting their point of view as far as gamers go. And
as far as gamers go,
all of a sudden, like all these famous streamers and all this stuff started having their own kids after they saw us apparently and thought there was something there.
They just started having kids.
No. Let's be.
No. Honestly,
like,
though, like a lot of people started thinking that
we were perverts.
Daddy's Game Time, the daddy part of it, stood for something perverted. And we kept getting that over and over the years, and we try to say no. If they watch, they'll understand. If they watch, they'll understand. But no, I mean that was just
it didn't happen.
People's minds are in the gutter when they just hear the word "daddy" in front of Game Time, and you kind of lose them at that point. It's really hard to get new followers and viewers. And
so luckily, we ended up switching our name to something very similar.
And it was amazingly simple to do, because usually when you change names with YouTube, you have to start all over. We were going to lose all of our videos. That's why if you go back in our library and watch videos from like 2-3 years ago, you're going to see Daddy's Game Time. Even I think our little intro still says Daddy's
I was going to say, if you really pay attention, some things might still say Daddy in there. So
I mean, we're still
Easter
working
eggs.
on the transition, and pretty soon it'll just be Digital Game Time. So
we're just going to be DGT from now on. That's it.
Yeah, even though that's kind of taken.
And I think actually we've only covered 2 big events as Digital Game Time so far from last year. I think it was Stanley's Comic Con, and
didn't we make it to Anime Expo as DGT?
No, that was still Daddy's Game Time.
Digital.
And what was the other one? Heroes and Villains in San Jose. Yeah. And our next one is going to be what, guys? Next week?
Fanime.
We're going back to Fanime.
Back to where it all began.
And we
Fourth
like going
year in a row.
We like going with them,
which is kind of weird because
Huh?
we've only been alive
Because,
as DGT for 3 years.
We started
We're in our fourth year.
the channel in April of 2015.
Yeah.
I believe, yes. And we apply, for media passes right away, almost immediately, and a lot of people rejected us because we had nothing,
No credibility.
Exactly. And
How's my
Fanime,
posture, Rick?
Fanime accepted us,
Like a
so
chicken.
we feel indebted to the Fanime organizing committee because they took us in, basically.
Rick's
They allowed
laughing
us
that
in.
you said indebited.
Indebted.
No, I was
And,
laughing at the chicken comment.
Oh.
I don't know
and-
what a posture like a chicken. I mean,
And so that's why I tell these
Okay.
guys, we talk about it, and we're like, if we're gonna do one con a year, it's gotta be Fanime.
yeah, it's
So.
it's like not our hometown. It's like our
I'm
go-to
coming
con.
home. Coming home.
We know them. They know us
Yep.
P. Diddy.
to a certain degree.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, shall we get to the video queue?
We should.
Yeah? Because
Yeah.
this is going to be like a 4-hour show. if we
I think
get
so.
to it.
It's an
Yeah,
extravaganza.
just keep talking about
It's a Mother's Day special.
Mother's Day special
How many of
extravaganza.
you guys have ridden the Universal Studios ride Jurassic
Let me see your hands.
Park?
Raise your hands. Let me see.
Boom!
Let me see. Wow.
How many? Have you ridden it?
Yes.
Yeah.
I wrote it, I want to say about 10,
We went together, Rick.
10 15
Can't-
years ago.
Don't have to go that far off.
Yeah, we went like when we graduated, right, from high
99.
school. So that was about I was gonna say 15, so about 18 years ago, and then I went again. I want to say about a year and a half ago.
Mm-hmm.
Those are the 2 times that I've ridden that ride.
Right.
That's it.
Right.
Well, I just have to say a little side story to this. Last time we went, which was it was the year 2000.
No, it was 99, Leo.
No, it was 2000 because I remember we were about
We graduated
to graduate.
in 2000.
I left
Yeah.
California in 99.
Well, Yeah, but then you must have come back or something because
No, we graduated in 2000.
in 2000,
Did you?
what
Yes.
happened was that they had the yearly senior trip to Disneyland where they stay overnight.
Mhm, mhm.
And
Grad night.
grad night. And I thought that was kind of like a ripoff because they were charging $100 and $100
That's
right,
cheap. That's cheap.
$100 now. That's not that much, but back then, I think it was almost like
Well,
double,
yeah, you're talking
you know?
about high schoolers that had basically no
We
jobs,
had no
money.
income. Yeah, it was almost nowadays money is like close to $200 probably just to go to that trip. And I knew my parents were low income parents, and I wasn't about to ask them for money just so I could go to Disneyland on a high school trip. So instead, what did we do? We all of us buddies, the close buddies here, we decided let's go to Universal. I've never been to Universal. I don't think
I
at the time
hadn't
you
been
had ever
either.
been. To
I think that was my first time
Yeah,
too.
it was my first time.
your first time too.
Yep.
So we're like, hey, let's go somewhere new, you know? And
Unless it was one of those things where your parents say, you went when you were like 1.
No, I don't think so.
and so I remember we decided to do this. My brother was gracious enough to take us.
We're good. Thanks for asking.
And yeah, I mean, it was great. I had a blast. I do regret not going to the senior trip to Disneyland, but at the same time, it's like, you know, I made the decision, and I think that it was kind of funny that I look back at myself as a young 17 or 18-year-old and making that choice based on not wanting my parents
That
to
was
spend
very
that much
grown up
money
of you,
on me.
Leo.
Yeah, that's
Very
kind of
grown up.
weird. Now I'm more selfish.
Now, now,
Well, the
now I
reason why we
splurge.
bring this up
Back
to,
to
you
the
guys
show.
is because for the first time since 1994, I believe, when this ride opened at Universal Studios.
Julia's saying, I remember you all excited. Yep.
She
yeah,
went, right?
yeah, she went.
yeah,
She
yeah.
was there, yeah. So yeah, we were so young. We were so little back then. Anyway, so they're finally updating the ride to be in par with the Jurassic World movies. So it's still gonna be Jurassic Park inspired.
Have they
by-
said anything? Like the track is still the same thing?
I don't know.
Just the
See,
decoration?
I'm hoping they switch the track a bit, but because if they're
Takes
just
one
gonna
left instead
switch
of a right.
dinosaurs, if they're just gonna switch the decoration, what?
Because
much of an
essentially it's just a
update?
ring,
Yeah.
right? You just kind of go in a
Mhm.
circle.
Right. So I mean, the big thing is the drop at the end, which is pretty high, and you know you're already like, oh my god.
That's like the memorable part of the
Right.
whole thing. The
Mhm.
T-Rex coming out of the waterfall
Yep.
thing, and
And sometimes I've gone
Right.
many times before afterwards, and sometimes the T-Rex doesn't even work anymore. It's all like droopy down
It just
there,
comes
hanging
out.
like that. Yeah. Or I don't know if you guys remember, there's like a jeep like falling off from the side. It's just like stuck there, stationary. It's like so. There's so many
You're like,
problems with it. Yeah. Hopefully they fix those and make it awesome again. Because
Right.
Disney.
AJ Bishop's calling us old, bro.
Yeah. Yeah. We are.
Yeah,
That's
well.
the truth.
we
Nothing
are.
we can do.
we're-
I prefer the word
This
mature.
body begs to differ.
We're more mature.
I like to say I'm experienced.
There you go.
More experience. I like to call it accumulated youth.
Yeah. So September 3rd
Mass youth.
this year is the last chance you have to ride the original ride. So if you want to go down
Get
there,
your ride on.
Yeah.
Guys, under pressure.
Not a Pokemon, the actual ride.
Bohemian Rhapsody.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Is this the
We
right
had
way?
the
Under
trailer
pressure?
for the
Wrong
trailer.
song.
No, this is Cobra Kai,
That's
which
Cobra
is also
Kai.
an
Cobra
awesome
Kai!
show. Which by the way has been announced, season 2 already been done in the works.
See?
And
I think
actually,
we spoke about it last.
pause it a little bit because let's talk a little bit about this. So Cobra Kai, I don't know if many of you know, Will Smith is actually in charge of this show right here, and I didn't know. I just recently found out because I don't know if you remember the Jaden Smith and Jackie Chan movie back in like 2008, 2009. Can you remember?
That movie
Remake
was
of the
grossly
Karate Kid.
underrated, I
Yep.
think.
Well, it was Will Smith responsible for bringing that remake because he got the rights to the Karate Kid franchise. So the deal was that he needed to make a trilogy, 3 movies, or he was going to lose the rights.
Wow.
He made the first one, and I don't think people really responded the way he hoped they would respond.
Right.
So 2 and 3 did not happen. And so he opted for you make a season of a show based on the Karate Kid, and if it does well, you get to do season 2. If it doesn't, you lose the rights. And he
Yeesh.
took a gamble, and boom.
Paid off, huh?
It paid off because he brought the original actors back. So, yeah, slated for a season
I think
2.
that's probably why the movie didn't do as good. One, not saying this in a bad way, but when you make a movie and you throw your son in there, it kind of seems a little bit, I don't know, like
selfish.
Kind of, you know.
I honestly,
given that he's a good,
I
you know, what I mean,
think
he was
the main
a
reason
martial
why-
artist as well.
I think the main reason why it probably didn't catch on as much is because it didn't have. I mean, they tried it, but it didn't have the mysticism of Pat Morita.
But how does this, in regards to you know, the nostalgia, the mysticism, whatever you want to call it, from the original movies?
When
It
you
just
say
has
this,
the-
when you say this, are you talking
series,
about
the
the
series.
Will Smith?
No, the series.
Film or the series? Oh, the series kind of gets almost fully away from that mysticism and plays right into the nostalgia of the Daniel San character
Because of the
and
characters. I mean, the actual
Cobra
actors,
Kai.
right?
Yeah, because of them.
That's what I was going to say, that the movie
that's
lacked.
where it succeeds, but it's a different feel because it lacks that mysticism. They kind of allude to it just a little bit. Some training montages that are in there. Them now being the masters,
Right.
having their own students.
That's what I was going to say about the movie,
but-
that it didn't have these actors or even anything related to them. It was just
Right.
a trainer and a kid kind of thing.
But
It was
they,
a
they know
remake. It
they
was-
know.
Did you
there-
guys ever see the second
There's
one?
no Pat Morita
Yeah.
in there. It's not
no,
mystic,
no,
mystic
sorry,
or
not,
anything.
What is it? The New Karate Kid or something like that? It was with
Yeah.
a girl, right?
Hilary Swank. Yep.
I don't remember her name.
And Pat Morita was also in there.
Was that good? Was
Yeah.
I never saw
It was alright. I mean, for the
Oh
time.
my god! I didn't realize. Yeah, I had
Yeah.
forgotten about that.
Yeah.
Now that I think about
The
it,
next Karate Kid. It's
The
yeah,
next
they
called.
made the next Karate Kid.
Mhm.
Oh my god! I gotta go see that now.
Yeah.
At the movie theater.
Comment.
Cool.
No.
It's because they tried too hard. It tried to live up to the original, but it didn't. Are you talking about the Will Smith movie?
It was
remake?
like a step-by-step remake. It was like so similar to the original one. I mean, just different settings, different actors, of course, different circumstances, but everything was like exactly
Personally, I really, really enjoyed that movie. I think it's underrated and
you
underappreciated.
know what it felt? It
but,
felt for me at the point where Jackie Chan beats up all those kids, because those are kids. They're not teenagers. They're
That's
like
where it
10,
lost
12
you?
years old. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like they should have at least gotten to the point where like you can show that the kids know martial arts and
Right.
were able to beat up an older man. If they had him pinned down to the ground for at least 10, 15 seconds, I would have been like, okay, they can defend themselves. But Jackie Chan just like beat the crap out of them. Like no chance.
They
you
don't
know?
mess around in China.
He didn't beat the crap out of anybody. He disciplined them.
Well, true, but still.
Yeah.
That's where he lost me.
Okay. Back to what we originally did have in our
Yes.
queue here.
Under pressure.
Trailer for the trailer. Why
trailer
are
for the
they doing
trailer.
that? What are they doing
That's
this
the
now,
new trend
guys?
now.
Why?
This is like throwing you a bone. This is like, you can't wait one more day. Here you go.
Man, I don't agree with this.
So this is the
practice.
teaser to the trailer that's coming out tomorrow.
Trailer
tomorrow.
tomorrow. I mean,
So-
the trailer.
I don't know the name of the actor. You said he was the prince from
the Egyptian pharaoh from A Night at the Museum.
And when you
He's the
told me
actor.
that, the first thing that popped into my head was Ben Stiller.
It's like, no,
And because they didn't really show his face, I was thinking like, okay, I could see him doing that.
yeah, no, but this guy looks almost exactly like Freddie
Yeah.
Mercury, dude.
Yeah.
It's uncanny, and everybody that's seen, behind the scenes and you work with the crew and whatever people from the cast, they say this movie is gonna be pretty great. So,
Well-
it surpassed all of their expectations. Basically, is
cool.
what they're saying.
Cool,
So,
cool.
Okay, I just want to read a comment here. Julia is saying, you guys metamorphed from a worm to an awesome butterfly. Thank you, Julia. I appreciate that.
we're so gorgeous now.
Yeah.
We're gorgeous.
So, pretty much, we already knew.
Oh man, we evolved.
We already knew you, you
got
guys
enough
were a bunch
XP.
of scumbag worms.
dun, 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 dun,
And,
dun,
now you're
dun, dun, dun. That's the
Beautiful
that's the,
butterflies.
That's the Pokemon
Pokemon.
Evolution song.
Yeah.
Or little theme music.
We evolved.
Dun, 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 dun,
You like how I
dun.
say you guys and don't include myself in this?
Yeah. We know we're better than you. Just kidding.
I'm just,
Just
the worm at the
kidding.
bottom of the bottle.
Bottom of the food
So,
chain.
Bohemian Rhapsody. Watch the trailer tomorrow.
Bam. Speaking of trailers.
The Hollywood Reporter news. So,
So-
what happened here, guys?
Pause right there.
So it's been announced.
This is no
and
joke, by the way.
confirmed.
This
It's
is no
not
joke.
A joke.
It's no
It's not a
joke.
joke. So Isabella Moner has been tapped to be cast
It's
as
probably Moner.
Dora. Moner. It's Moner.
It's Moner?
Moner.
Okay.
To be cast as Dora the Exploder in a live action feature done by none other than what's his name? Explosions, Michael Bay.
He is gonna do it.
Yes.
Oh my god!
So I don't know, guys.
It
For
seems
real?
like it's gonna
Yeah.
be action packed. Like this doesn't seem like it's gonna be
Man.
nothing related to the kids animation, other than it's just the characters. That's
What
it.
if he just decides to make like a G-rated like Bad Boys with Dora and Diego?
But how can you have explosions and action and be G-rated like that?
if it's in the background,
If it's in the
if
background,
they're like running and something explodes, but you don't see
it's like all
anything
fake
actually-
green screened explosions off in
Yeah,
the background.
like if you don't see
No.
people exploding,
I don't think Michael Bay is of that caliber. He's
I don't
all
know.
out
I
explosions.
think-
He's all out action.
I think we'll see explosions in this film.
Point
You
remains,
You might
guys.
see like a mountain explode, like somebody's mining and they're gonna destroy the habitat of the M'Baku monkeys, and
Wakanda forever.
What kind of forever?
and you just see like the side of a mountain explode. We're gonna have those explosions in there.
What do you think, though? What do you think about this? Like outside.
I actually well, let me tell you, I have a history with Dora the Explorer.
Mm-hmm.
All three of my children, at some point or another, binge watched Dora the Explorer. So
Mhm.
I had to sit there with them three different occasions.
Had to,
and
huh?
binge watch
Had
with
to.
them, and guilty pleasure. I like Dora the Explorer.
All
I
right.
like Diego the what do they call him? He
Just
explored
Diego.
too.
No,
He was
Diego.
just
Just
He
go,
was an
Diego,
animal
go.
Go
guy.
Diego, go. I think
Yeah.
that's what. It was just
And
called it. Yeah.
his trusty jaguar. Must be awesome to have a jaguar as a pet, by the way.
Mhm.
And a monkey too in a backpack, and magic
Boots.
backpack and all that stuff.
What's his name? Boots.
And
Backpack.
I'm the map.
Backpack.
no swiping, swiper.
Swiper, the fox. They're all gonna be there.
Yeah, I mean,
Boots, the fox, the backpack.
I'm so
Diego
sorry,
is
you
gonna
guys.
make
What
a
are the
cameo as
what
well.
are the funny just kind of
I'm
side
stoked about this movie. In other words,
one just a side note, the cartoon itself.
Mhm.
So it's Hispanic,
It used to teach
And-
kids Spanish,
and the
that's what
whole
yeah.
cartoon was in
Mhm.
English with certain words in
Right.
Spanish.
They wanted kids to
There
learn
was
Spanish.
a squirrel or a rabbit. I can't remember what that character was, but that animal only spoke Spanish.
Right. Mm-hmm.
I remember I was in Mexico one time. And we started watching TV, and
It
of
was
course it
flipped
came
over?
out. It was
Yeah.
flipped, so the whole
Mhm.
show was in Spanish, and this animal only spoke English.
yeah.
So it's just kind of cool, kind of funny, but kind of cool.
yeah,
And yeah, I saw that episode here one time, and I saw it over there, and I was like, "Holy crap! This is like, this is kind of cool. This is like." Anyways.
it's a good show. It's a fun show to watch with the kids. I enjoy
As
it.
far as the movie, I don't know. I mean,
I'll wait
actress
for the
wise, I
Blue's
mean,
Clues
yeah,
movie.
she's got the ethnicity. I mean, she's got the look. I mean, of
She
course,
does.
there's gonna be wigs and makeup and all this other stuff,
I just have to say, favorite Dora the Explorer episode ever? Christmas episode.
but okay.
Cool.
I don't know what it is about, but other than Christmas, but all right.
Yeah.
All right.
It was like a 40-minute long episode.
They
It's
just
like the
better not
double
make this
whammy.
into like a Tomb Raider-esque Raider.
They probably
Raiderish
will. They probably
kind
will.
of thing.
You probably will.
'Cause,
And I'm
I
still
mean,
going to be looking forward to it.
So she's gonna give Laura Croft a run for her money, huh?
Yep.
Oh, she already does.
Nice.
It's based on Dora.
Nice.
Laura Croft doesn't have a magic backpack, magic map, and a swiper, no swiping
Backpack,
weasel.
backpack.
So May 18, guys.
yeah.
May 18 next week, actually.
18th of May.
I gotta be honest.
13
don't-
Reasons Why.
I have to rewatch season 1
No, you don't.
to
Rick.
kind of get it like fresh into my mind.
There'll
like
be a
how-
recap
it
when you
wasn't
start
that
watching
good.
season
That is
2.
true. That is true.
It was good, but it wasn't that good.
You don't need to rewatch it.
So I don't know. I think they just. I mean, they hit big with the first season. It was good.
And they brought all the actors, it looks like, as least, flashbacks or apparitions that you see here. But I'm glad for the actors, because they still have a job. So
Right.
I think it's
but
going to be interesting that most of these actors are going to be like close to 40 years old and they're still going to be playing high school students.
But I think I don't know.
fair,
It just seems kind of like they had a nice story. They kind of concluded and finished it. Not maybe
people want
preferably
more, Rick.
the way that the people wanted.
The people.
But now
have
it just seems
spoken.
kind of like, okay, we got to give it to them. Let's just continue some story now.
Mhm.
Like they just kind of put something together to give us a season 2.
I'm curious to know, and maybe one of you guys already does know. Was there a sequel to the book?
No.
I don't
Was it
right.
no follow up?
No.
I wonder if the same writer, which is a local writer, he's from San Luis Obispo, California.
That's right. That's right.
If he penned the script for this,
He probably helped. He probably serve as a consultant. You know, like they have their own writers, they have their own people that manage this type of things to like tidy up their versions of TV, and they probably just went to like, hey, dude, how will Hannah react to this situation? And then he just probably gives them like little notes, and then they go with it.
He's like, Hannah's dead, fool.
Yeah.
She'll react nothing. So
yeah.
Real quick comment. I think you said next week, the 18th. Yeah, the 18th is no.
Oh, is this Friday? Sweet.
What
Even
day
better.
what day are we on?
I think it's the 14th. Yeah, so he's right. Friday. Cool. Even better. Sooner.
Even better.
Yeah.
It's better with butter.
Now we have something to binge in the weekend.
That's right. Speaking, I just want to say, since we have the Netflix logo up, this week I started watching Evil Genius. You mentioned that you finished watching it. Have you started it?
I have not seen it.
Oh my goodness gracious!
It's like
if you talk about a must-watch documentary or docu-series,
how many episodes
it's
is
intense.
That is a must-watch.
It's intense. It's not family friendly. I mean, it is because they kind of take care of that. But the topics and themes that they talk about,
it's not too graphic.
No,
in other words,
but
suggested
yes,
content.
There's very strong.
I can't
many
believe
episodes?
this happened here, dude. It's like 8 episodes, 6 or 8. I can't remember.
It's 4.
4.
But they're long. But they're long
Yeah,
episodes.
It's like
they're
a movie.
long
Each episode's like a movie.
But the
Kind
thing
of,
is
yeah.
that this happened in 2003, Rick.
I don't remember.
I
Any
know.
Of this
like
in the news.
we didn't care about it.
You know
why
what?
we were
You know
watching
what?
the
Probably
news in
why?
those
Because that
days.
was like the 9/11 incident was still very fresh. I don't think they really covered all this other medium.
No, it was national news. It was worldwide news.
I don't remember it.
But yeah, like
The Saw movies.
Uh-huh.
That's it, dude.
Basically
Oh,
in
yeah.
real life.
Mhm.
yeah, that's what. Pretty much that's all we can say without spoiling any of it for you. But
Before, okay,
it's
my bad.
really good. I recommend it. You know, if you're of the age, I recommend you watch it. It's definitely for
Like the
mature
whole
audiences.
time I was like,
yeah,
that was
it's jaw dropping. And
Speaking
and
of
there's
Netflix-
no way to just finish off one episode without at least beginning the
they're-
following one. They're
really
cliffhangers.
good with cliffhangers.
Yes.
Yeah. It's
Speaking
like
of,
making a murderer, kind of.
Speaking of
Yeah.
Netflix, with Stranger Things, I totally forgot to
Stranger
mention this
Things.
when we were talking about Universal.
Bashing them.
Did you
What?
know? Did you hear that they're also going to have a Halloween Horror Night for strangers?
Oh, for
Stranger Things.
That'd be cool.
That's
I've
nice.
never been to
If-
horror nights.
I've never done it.
We should do it.
Yeah, we should actually.
Do a live vlog.
I don't know about that, but we should definitely go. Yeah, there's actually like a little, little commercial you can see about it, and it's got the Universal
Because
logo.
they have different mazes. You know,
Like
like,
the-
the
like the
haunted
main gate?
houses mazes. They do that on Halloween, and they use all their studio sets and all of that. And it's really cool because, they do scare
They
the
have
crap
fun
out of you.
houses, clown houses, and
Yeah.
all this other stuff. No, so the you can see it later on, but the you see the Universal logo, and they're kind of zooming out, like at the actual studios. And then there's a bike on the floor with the music playing, the Stranger Things theme. And then they kind of
Dark comes out.
It stays there, and then it does the upside down
Oh,
flip effect.
dude, that'd be
And then
freaking
when it
awesome.
flips, you see everything in the
Demogorgons.
upside down with the thunder and everything. It looks pretty cool, actually. So I'm kind of intrigued.
That might be
I'm-
worth it to go.
I'm
check it
kind
out.
of on that idea that we might go this Halloween and check it out.
Take your kids. Make it a
Maybe.
fun day.
Maybe there will
A fun night.
They're gonna get scared.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
What's next, guys?
I don't know. Click it.
Let's find out.
Let's find out.
What you guys
together.
put on here?
Deadpool 2. So
With David Beckham.
David Beckham.
Have you seen this?
Yes, I
Yes.
have. So yeah, a marketing team. for
Geniuses?
Deadpool. Yeah.
They're. I'm just gonna say, if the movie bombs, that's gonna suck so much.
I don't
with-
think it's gonna bomb. There's
I
no
don't.
way
I don't
it's gonna
think so.
bomb.
But
Not so much because it's not gonna be a good movie or it's gonna be a bad movie. It's because he already has a following.
Yeah, that's
People are
true.
gonna go regardless.
That is true,
especially
yeah.
with all these commercials, everything that's happening pre-movie. I mean,
have you seen
it's
it?
mariachi
Have you seen
band.
this one?
Yes.
So they're gonna
Lo
go.
siento.
They're not. It's not gonna bomb. Even if it sucks, people are still gonna pay to go see it. It's just the reality of it. When we were going to Mexico this past few weeks, my family and I, we drove through LA, and at LAX close to it, there's a building, a huge building with a huge Deadpool banner, and he's like with his arms standing up, and it just says the second coming, kind of like Jesus.
Oh
but
my gosh.
It's marketing in LA.
These
It's
guys.
insane.
There was
Yeah.
another one. Did you see that? It was like a skull, the turd emoji, and then L, I think. That was it. It was just the skull, the
Deadpool.
poop, and the L.
Deadpool.
Okay.
That was their, and I think it was Ryan Reynolds that said something about like, oh, you guys wouldn't dare go that far or something like that. And yeah, sure enough, there it is. It's out there.
DP2.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I'm more stoked about this movie than I was about Infinity War.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh,
but now that I've seen Infinity War, I'm more stoked about that. But too late.
Too late.
Too late.
This comes out next week too, right? Or is it this
Yeah,
week?
I think
This
it's next
Friday.
week.
This
Oh,
Friday comes out.
we were just talking about Cobra Kai. There it is again.
There it is. I think Netflix wants
yeah,
to
that's just
promote
another-
the heck out of it.
YouTube.
Bam!
You mean?
He kicked it
Illegal
so hard
kick.
it switched.
Oh, and so we just got
On
news.
Saturn News.
This morning, the actors that plays Lois Lane in the original Superman movie, the 1978, is it 79? With Christopher Reeve. She passed
that's
away.
Batman.
She passed away.
Sad news.
And and it's actually really sad because see, I didn't know this, but for the longest time, it was a few years back, 2007, 2008. I don't know if I might be wrong with the dates, but it's been recently. She had a mental breakdown, because she was working on an autobiography on her home computer, and she got a virus and she lost everything she had worked on for like years, dude, for like 10, 15 years. And so she had a mental breakdown. She disappeared. Supposedly later on they found her. She alleges that somebody raped her. I mean, there was so much going on at that time with her. She was diagnosed with being bipolar, depression, all kinds of different things. And then later on she went undergo treatment and became aware that she was not mentally healthy. Stable. And so she was a big advocate for mental health. And for the longest time, she wouldn't even make appearances anymore. She would not talk to the public. And then we just found out that she passed away. So kind of a sad ending to one of the most iconic representations of the character, especially because, also Christopher Reeves passed away in a very, very tragic way. And, kind of sucks.
Did I just see what I saw there?
You did. That
What?
was the 70s.
I don't remember that.
Wow.
That was
Sorry for the
I think
graphic
I've seen this
content.
film 100 times, literally 100 times. I don't ever remember that.
Maybe it was cut from the film, but that was definitely in the trailer. Huh.
Well, maybe it's also just one of those things you don't think about when you're an innocent little kid watching a movie.
Possibly.
I mean,
But
whatever. Sorry about that, folks.
well, it happened.
Yeah, the Predator is back
Is
with
this-
the original.
Is this a remake or is this a continuation?
It's like a continuation, a reboot, continuation.
Remakeation.
I had heard rumors that they were trying to get Arnold to be a part of this. I don't know if they ever actually got him or if he's going to be a surprise
He's
character.
probably going to
in
be a
it.
cameo.
But yeah, I mean, I'm really looking forward to it because they're not doing away with the history that the Predator has, the Predator films have. They're actually continuing this, but in a way that's kind of like also like a soft reboot in a way,
Right.
modernizing it. And according to this trailer, I mean, it looks like it's being really well done. I hope that they put a lot of money behind this in terms of marketing because it looks like it's going to be really well done. And I particularly love
Forget
the
his name.
choice and actor of the hero here because I have loved his character that
Director
he's
of Iron
played
Man
in the
3.
past. He was in Logan. He was also RoboCop, and he's played a couple more. And he's a really, really, really good character.
He was
for
RoboCop?
an action film. Yes, he was.
I don't even remember that.
Yeah, so Predator, one of my all-time favorite franchises. The original Predator film, iconic. It's one of my top 3 films of all time. And it's just an amazing film, in my opinion. It still holds up. It has so much
Yes, I have.
bravado, so much machismo. The original, it's coming September 14th. The original movie was actually going to be titled The Predator. Then first it was like The Hunter, then The Predator, and then they just dropped the
Predator.
the and just Predator. And
But wait, didn't they remake a Predator movie and call it Predator?
No, they did
Predators.
Predators?
Alien
Yes.
versus Predator, and then the sequel
No,
was
the
Predator.
latest
but
one.
that one wasn't a remake. It was like
That's like a separate.
Predator and like some other planet.
Yeah.
No,
And
that's,
that was really
that's what it was.
good too. I enjoyed it, but it
was a good action
It
flick.
wasn't a hit. It
Yeah.
wasn't like an iconic film
Mhm.
like the original was. A lot of people hate on the sequel to Predator, Predator 2. I thought it was really good.
I don't think I've ever seen it.
I don't remember. I'll admit I don't remember all of it, but I remember when I saw it, I was kind of like, nah.
Really?
Yeah,
Well,
I mean, because
it wasn't as good as
I
the
wanted the
original.
whole
No.
jungle. I wanted the
Yes.
whole hunter.
Yes, that's what you want.
Yeah.
But at the same time,
What you want?
they took it into the
Chihuahua.
concrete jungle, into the city, and I thought it was like a cool little, play on the jungle,
Right.
the concrete jungle. But what I think ultimately deemed it to fail was, it did not age gracefully.
Yeah.
You see like an 80s version of what they thought the future would be.
Right.
And so 80s version of the future versus reality future, no, it doesn't hold up.
Yeah.
I
I remember.
And yet, strangely, Back to the Future 2 still holds up.
I remember.
that one holds
I,
up
re-
because they did predict the future.
I
pretty
remember
much.
when I watched that movie, part 2. Blockbuster was still around. We rented it VHS, and there was also pay-per-view.
Yeah.
So what ended up happening, I think it was my brother. He went out to go rent it, but my brother-in-law, not knowing that he was out renting it, he bought it on the
pay-per-view.
right.
Oh no.
So he comes home and he's like, "Oh yeah, I got it." And we're like, "Oh yeah, we're about to watch it." And he's like, "Ah." So we're like, you know what? It'd be kind of cool. You guys watch it over there in the living room. We'll watch it over here in the
Oh my
room.
gosh.
So we had it like dual, going on
Yeah.
at the same time, but 2 different screens. And like I said, I don't remember all of the movie, but that experience was memorable to me because of that. And then there was also a part, I think, towards the end
the days before
where,
Netflix.
where Danny Glover, yeah, but it was Danny Glover, right? Like he's challenging all the other aliens once he defeats the one that was there, and they all come to get his body, I believe. And he's like standing there, like, "All right, which one of you is next?" Some kind of line like that. I don't remember it exactly word for word, but something like that. When that happened, I remember like I was watching it. Right, that happens. Like 2 seconds later, they watched it over there, and I hear them busting up. Like that just made me laugh. Like that I knew that it was about to happen.
That's funny, man.
So,
you know
anyways.
what's funny about that? Like now that you mentioned, like back in the old days, I guess you could say, I would do that with music. I would synchronize a CD like in the living room and then one in my bedroom. So just I could hear like the slight echo of the music. She's like, "Yep, exactly. That's exactly what I would do." And I thought it was like so cool, when I was like a teenager, and it's just like it was silly, but it's like now
So-
you could synchronize it instantly with things like I don't know,
Google
like
Home.
Alexa or Google
Alexa,
Home or
yeah.
whatever. But back then, that was your way
all
of
analog.
living in the future.
Yeah.
It was all analog. Ivan, what's up, primo?
And you thought
Primo! Bishop.
you were all high tech.
AG Bishop wants to know: have you seen
Yeah, dude, I told him.
Infinity War yet?
I have.
Okay,
What'd you think of
I
it?
was not paying attention, Brick.
I think I told you guys this already. It was a good movie. I liked it. But I think that hype was ruined by all these spoilers. I tried
Whose
not
fault is it?
to watch them, but you can't help with, all these memes and everything coming out. It's like left and right coming at you.
Coming at ya.
And then you two guys over here. Oh yeah. Oh man. And then that. And it's like, even
Dude.
though you guys didn't specifically say what,
But you're smart
Your-
enough to figure it out.
your emphasis on certain things makes you feel kind of like, okay, it's gonna come up. It's gonna there it is, and it's kind of like,
yeah.
Yeah.
meh.
Well,
Whose fault is it?
I'm stoked about Predator.
Memes all over the place.
I don't think it'll be as good as the original, but I'm stoked nonetheless.
We'll see.
Well, I mean, who knows? I mean, they might somehow transfer over to a jungle, and we got the jungle scene.
I mean, it could be a surprise hit, like
Schwarzenegger is
like
just
Dredd.
hugging a tree,
like Dredd.
all covered in mud, like all his camo. He's just right there,
Just one eye.
Oh, you see that tree over there? That's Schwarzenegger.
That's Schwarzenegger. No, they're trying to kill the predator, and they run him into a neighborhood with all kinds of trees, and Schwarzenegger's just waiting.
He's just there.
Oh,
Ah.
that was his scream,
Da-da-da-da-dun.
which was an impressive scream, by the way.
Da-da-da-da-dun. Da-da-da-da-dun.
Dun, 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 dun.
They lost it.
Oh man.
Coffee.
All right.
Oh man, it's the coffee talk.
Is that it?
Got it.
That's it.
That's our show, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much for joining us today for DGT Live. I'm Leo along with and
Francisco.
I'm sorry.
It's the coffee.
It's the coffee talking now. It got me talking like a redneck. Hi.
No offense to our
Appalachian
Southern American
Sorry.
audience.
Sorry for all you Felician Americans. I apologize.
Well, that's it. Thank you for watching.
Cut the show.
Cut me
End
off.
stream.
Cut me off. Yank me off the show. Ladies and gentlemen, remember to check us out on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, and Instagram. Also, check out the merchandise that we have available on digitalgametime.com/merchandise. We're live Monday nights at 7, so tune in every Monday night on facebook.com.
And then every Tuesday
Digital
on YouTube.
Game Time. And yeah,
Every day.
and then on Tuesdays, you can check out the replays on YouTube. Tuesdays and every day.
Every day.
After. Yeah.
Every day.
Yeah.
Like, comment, subscribe.
Until next time, enjoy your games and love your family, folks. Woo! Thank you very much for joining us. We love you.
It's Daddy's game time.
Remember to check us out on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, and Instagram. All at keyword Digital Game Time.